Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Ready for pushback.
Singapore Changi Tower, Cathay 715 Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 20 right.
Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Pushback approved. Pushback approved. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Cathay 715 Heavy. Enter straight in runway 20 right.
Enter straight in runway 20 right, Cathay 715 Heavy.
Cathay 715 Heavy. Wind 090 at 3. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared to land.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Cathay 715 Heavy.
Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right. Pushback approved. Singapore 001 Singapore Changi Airport. ATIS information Alpha. Time 1802 Zulu. Wind 090 at 3 variable between 070 and 130. Visibility 21. Temperature 30. Dew point 25. QNH 1011 landing runways 20 right and 20 center. Departing runways 20 right and 20 center advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Cathay 715 Heavy. Exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Cathay 715 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower. Singapore 325 Alpha Super is 13 nautical miles to the northeast at 3,000 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 20 right.
Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 575 Heavy. Ready for pushback. Singapore 575 Heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right. Pushback approved. Singapore 575 Heavy. Singapore 325 Alpha Super. Enter straight in runway 20 right.
Enter straight in runway 20 right. Singapore 325 Alpha Super.
Singapore 325 Alpha Super. Wind 180 at 15. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared to land.
Singapore Changi ground, Cathay 715 Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Number 1. Cleared to land. Runway 20 right. Singapore 325 Alpha Super.
Cathay 715 Heavy. Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Cathay 715 Heavy.
Singapore 714. You're on an active airport. Please contact Singapore Changi ground on 124.3. Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Ready to taxi to runway 20 center, Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready, Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Correction. Stand by, Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Thank you, Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 575 heavy, ready to taxi. Singapore 575 heavy, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 right, Singapore 575 heavy. Singapore 325 Alpha Super, exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Singapore 325 Alpha Super. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 325 Alpha Super, request taxi to parking.
Singapore 325 Alpha Super, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Singapore 325 Alpha Super.
Singapore Changi ground, Cathay 712 heavy, ready for pushback with information Alpha, requesting runway 20 center.
Cathay 712 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Cathay 712 heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Ready for departure at runway 20 center. Departing north. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Wind 090 at 3. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 center. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec.
Singapore Changi ground, Cathay 712 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Alpha.
Cathay 712 Heavy, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Cathay 712 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 575 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing north. Singapore 575 Heavy, wind 090 at 3, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff, cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Singapore 575 Heavy. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Good day. Thank you. Good day. Singapore 001 Sierra Quebec. Singapore 575 Heavy. Frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved Singapore 575 Heavy. Good day.
Singapore Changi Tower, Cathay 712 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing north.
Cathay 712 Heavy, wind 130 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Cathay 712 Heavy.
Cathay 712 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved. Cathay 712 Heavy, good day, thank you, good day, Cathay 712 Heavy.
Cathay 712 Heavy, thank you. Singapore 23 Heavy, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 23 Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 2 left with information Alpha.
Singapore 23 Heavy, enter straight in runway 20 center.
Singapore Changi Ground, American 887, ready to taxi with information Alpha.
American 887, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Tiger 887.
Tiger 887, cross runway 20 right.
Executing missed approach, Singapore 23 Heavy.
Singapore 23 Heavy, go around, make left traffic runway 20 center.
Going around, make left traffic runway 20 center, Singapore 23 Heavy.
Crossing runway 20 right, Tiger 887.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 23 Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 20 right with information Alpha.
Singapore 23 Heavy, enter right downwind runway 20 right.
Enter right downwind runway 20 right, Singapore 23 Heavy.
Singapore 23 Heavy, wind 130 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared to land.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Singapore 23 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Tiger 887, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing east.
Tiger 887, wind 130 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Tiger 887.
Tiger 887, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved Tiger 887, good day.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 916, ready for pushback with information Alpha.
Singapore 916. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Singapore 916. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 916, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Alpha.
Singapore 916. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 916.
Singapore 23 heavy. Exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Singapore 23 heavy. Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 916, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing north.
Singapore 916. Wind 130 at 4. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 916. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 23 heavy, request taxi to parking.
Singapore 23 heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Singapore 23 heavy.
Singapore 916, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved Singapore 916, good day.
Singapore Changi ground, land Chile 928, ready for pushback with information Alpha.
Land Chile 928, pushback approved, expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved, land Chile 928. Singapore Changi ground, land Chile 928, ready to taxi with information Alpha.
Land Chile 928, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, land Chile 928.
Singapore Changi ground. Etihad 911 Romeo Super, ready for pushback. Requesting runway 20 center. Etihad 911 Romeo Super. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center. Pushback approved. Etihad 911 Romeo Super.
Singapore Changi ground, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, ready for pushback with information Alpha, requesting runway 20 right.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi ground. Etihad 911 Romeo Super, ready to taxi to runway 20 center. Etihad 911 Romeo Super, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 center. Etihad 911 Romeo Super.
Singapore Changi ground, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, ready to taxi with information Alpha.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Land Chile 928, request permission to cross runway 20 right.
Land Chile 928. Please check the user guide from the home screen for help using ATC instructions. Land Chile 928. Say intentions. Singapore Changi Tower, Etihad 911 Romeo Super, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing straight out. Etihad 911 Romeo Super, wind 120 at 5, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff, cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Etihad 911 Romeo Super.
Land Chile 928, correction, stand by, Singapore Changi ground, Cathay 746 Bravo. Ready for pushback with information Alpha. Requesting runway 20 right.
Cathay 746 Bravo. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved. Singapore 746 Bravo.
Singapore Changi Tower, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 right, remaining in the pattern.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Line up and wait runway 20 right.
Line up and wait runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi Tower, Land Chile 928, ready for departure at runway 20 right, remaining in the pattern.
Land Chile 928, your number 2 for departure.
Roger, Land Chile 928.
Etihad 911 Romeo Super. Frequency change approved. Good day. Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Wind 120 at 5. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff. Make right traffic. Frequency change approved. Etihad 911 Romeo Super. Good day. Land Chile 928. Line up and wait runway 20 right.
Line up and wait runway 20 right. Land Chile 928.
Thank you. Good day. Etihad 911 Romeo Super.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi ground, test flight 7 Echo, ready for pushback.
Test flight 7 Echo. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center. Land Chile 928. Wind 120 at 5. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff. Make right traffic.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right. Land Chile 928.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Wind 120 at 5. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 746 Bravo, ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Alpha.
Singapore 746 Bravo, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Singapore 746 Bravo.
Land Chile 928. Number 2. Traffic to follow is on right downwind.
Number 2, behind the traffic on right downwind, land Chile 928. Singapore Changi Ground, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, ready for pushback with information Alpha.
Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center. Land Chile 928. Please check the user guide from the home screen for help using ATC instructions.
Pushback approved. Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango.
Land Chile 928. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved land Chile 928. Good day. Singapore Changi Ground, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Alpha.
Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4. Number 1, runway 20 right. Cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 746 Bravo, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing west.
Singapore 746 Bravo, wind 110 at 4. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Singapore 746 Bravo. Singapore Changi Ground, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Alpha, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, disregard last message. Singapore Changi Tower, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing north.
Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango. LAN Chile 928, request frequency change.
Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango, wind 110 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff, Singapore 746 Bravo, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved Singapore 746 Bravo, good day.
LAN Chile 928, frequency change approved, good day.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango. Frequency change approved LAN Chile 928, good day.
Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved. Foxtrot Tango Charlie Romeo Tango. Good day.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, thank you, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, thank you. Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4. Number 1, runway 20 right. Cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi ground, United 63 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Alpha. United 63 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 20 center, pushback approved, United 63 Heavy. Singapore Changi ground, United 63 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Alpha. United 63 Heavy, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 center, United 63 Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, November 1 Alpha Echo, ready for pushback with information Alpha.
November 1 Alpha Echo. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved, November 1 Alpha Echo.
Singapore Changi Tower, United 6-3 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing north, United 6-3 Heavy, wind 110 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, United 6-3 Heavy. Singapore Changi Airport, ATIS information Bravo, time 1930 Zulu, wind 110 at 4, visibility 21. Temperature 29, dew point 25, QNH 1009 landing runways 20 right and 20 center, departing runways 20 right and 20 center, DART advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 24 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Alpha, requesting runway 20 center.
Singapore 24 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Singapore 24 Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, November 1 Alpha Echo, ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Alpha.
November 1 Alpha Echo, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. United 6-3 Heavy, frequency change approved. Good day.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, November 1 Alpha Echo.
Frequency change approved. United 6-3 Heavy, good day.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 24 heavy, ready to taxi to runway 2 center with information Alpha. Singapore 24 heavy, correction, stand by. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 24 heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Alpha.
Singapore 24 heavy, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 24 heavy.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi Tower, November 1 Alpha Echo, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing east.
November 1 Alpha Echo, wind 110 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, November 1 Alpha Echo.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 24 heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing east.
Singapore 24 heavy, wind 110 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 24 heavy.
Thank you. November 1 Alpha Echo.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 706, ready for pushback with information Alpha, requesting runway 20 center.
Singapore 706. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Singapore 706.
November 1 Alpha Echo. Thank you. November 1 Alpha Echo. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved November 1 Alpha Echo. Good day.
Singapore 24 Heavy. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved Singapore 24 Heavy, good day. Thank you, Singapore 24 Heavy. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 706, ready to taxi with information Alpha.
Singapore 706. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 706.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 706, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing straight out.
Singapore 706, wind 130 at 5, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 706.
Singapore 706, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved Singapore 706, good day.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 130 at 5, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi ground. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo, ready for pushback with information Bravo, requesting runway 20 center. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo, pushback approved, expect runway 20 center. Pushback approved. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo.
Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu, ready for pushback with information Bravo.
Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu, pushback approved, expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved. Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu.
Singapore Changi ground. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Bravo. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 center. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo.
Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu, ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Bravo.
Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right. Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu.
Singapore Changi Tower. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo. Ready for departure at runway 20 center. Departing north. Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Wind 130 at 5. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared for the option. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo. Wind 130 at 5. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 center. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing north.
Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo. Frequency change approved. Good day. Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu. Wind 130 at 5. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff. Frequency change approved. Palestinian 2 Foxtrot Romeo. Good day.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right. Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu.
Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu. Frequency change approved. Good day. Singapore Changi Airport. ATIS information Charlie. Time 2001 Zulu. Wind 130 at 5. Visibility 21. Temperature 29. Dew point 25. QNH 1009 landing runways 20 right and 20 center. Departing runways 20 right and 20 center. Dart advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie.
Frequency change approved Singapore 5 Kilo Zulu. Good day.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Wind 130 at 5. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared for the option.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore Changi Tower, Emirates 782 Super, inbound on the ILS runway 20 center.
Emirates 782 Super. Enter right base runway 20 center.
Enter right base runway 20 center, Emirates 782 Super.
Emirates 782 Super. Wind 110 at 4. Number 1. Runway 20 center. Cleared to land.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 center, Emirates 782 Super. Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 328 Sierra Quebec, ready for pushback with information Bravo.
Singapore 328 Sierra Quebec. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved. Singapore 328 Sierra Quebec. Singapore Changi Ground, Cathay 714 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Charlie, requesting runway 20 center.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, wind 110 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared for the option, Cathay 714 Heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 20 center.
Number 1, cleared for the option, runway 20 right, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Pushback approved, Cathay 714 Heavy. Singapore Changi Ground, Privilege 1932, ready for pushback with information Charlie.
Privilege 1932, pushback approved, expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Privilege 1932.
Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 307 Victor Quebec, ready for pushback with information Charlie, requesting runway 20 center.
Singapore 307 Victor Quebec. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Singapore 307 Victor Quebec. Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 307 Victor Quebec, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Charlie.
Singapore 307 Victor Quebec. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 307 Victor Quebec.
Singapore Changi Ground, Privilege 1932, ready to taxi with information Charlie.
Privilege 1932. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Privilege 1932, Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 328 Sierra Quebec, ready to taxi with information Bravo.
Singapore 328 Sierra Quebec. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Emirates 782 Super. When able turn right. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Singapore 328 Sierra Quebec.
Wilco, Emirates 782 Super. Singapore Changi Ground, Emirates 782 Super, request taxi to parking.
Privilege 1932. Give way to aircraft exiting runway 20 center.
Give way to aircraft exiting runway 20 center, Privilege 1932.
Emirates 782 Super. Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Emirates 782 Super.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 307 Victor Quebec, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing south.
Singapore 307 Victor Quebec, wind 110 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Singapore Changi Tower, Cathay 714 Heavy, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 center, departing east.
Cathay 714 Heavy, your number 2 for departure.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 307 Victor Quebec.
Roger, Cathay 714 Heavy.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Cathay 714 Heavy, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Cathay 714 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Ground, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, request taxi to parking.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha, thank you, good day.
You're welcome, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha. Thank you, good day, Xanadu 757 Victor Alpha.
Singapore 307 Victor Quebec, frequency change approved, good day, Cathay 714 Heavy, wind 110 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Frequency change approved Singapore 307 Victor Quebec, good day.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Cathay 714 Heavy.
Cathay 714 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day.
Singapore Changi Tower, Emirates 264, inbound on the ILS runway 20.
Singapore Changi Tower, November 29 Super is 25 nautical miles to the east at 10,000 feet, inbound for landing.
November 29 Super, enter left base runway 20 center.
Enter left base runway 20 center, November 29 Super.
November 29 Super, wind 110 at 4, number 1, runway 20 center, cleared to land.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 center, November 29 Super.
Emirates 264. Exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Emirates 264. Singapore Changi ground, Emirates 264, request taxi to parking.
Emirates 264. Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Emirates 264. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 778, ready for pushback.
Singapore 778. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, Singapore 778.
November 29 Super. When able turn right. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, November 29 Super.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 778, ready to taxi.
Singapore 778. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 778. Thank you, good day, Singapore 778.
Singapore Changi ground, speedbird 243 heavy, ready for pushback with information Charlie.
Speedbird 243 heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center.
Pushback approved, speedbird 243 heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Emirates 266, ready for pushback with information Charlie.
Emirates 266. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved, Emirates 266.
November 29 Super. Say intentions.
Singapore Changi ground, Speedbird 243 heavy, ready to taxi with information Charlie.
Speedbird 243 heavy. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, Speedbird 243 heavy.
November 29 Super. Please wait for clearance before taxiing.
Singapore Changi ground, November 29 Super. Request taxi to the ST Aerospace apron.
November 29 Super. Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, November 29 Super.
November 29 Super. Thank you. Good day. Singapore Changi ground. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Ready for pushback with information Charlie. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center. Pushback approved. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 778, ready for departure at runway 2 center, departing north.
Singapore 778. Wind calm. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 778. Singapore Changi ground, Emirates 266, ready to taxi with information Charlie.
Singapore Changi Tower, Speedbird 243 heavy, ready for departure and sequence at runway 20 center, departing north.
Emirates 266. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Speedbird 243 heavy. Your number 2 for departure.
Roger, Speedbird 243 heavy.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Emirates 266.
Speedbird 243 heavy. Line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Speedbird 243 heavy.
Singapore Changi ground. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Charlie. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 center. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Singapore 778. Frequency change approved. Good day. Speedbird 243 heavy. Wind calm. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Speedbird 243 heavy.
Thank you, good day, Singapore 778.
Singapore Changi Tower. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 center. Departing north.
November 29 Super. Request permission to cross runway 2 left.
Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Line up and wait runway 20 center. November 29 Super. Cross runway 20 right. Line up and wait runway 20 center. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super.
Crossing runway 20 right. November 29 Super.
Speedbird 243 Heavy. Frequency change approved. Good day. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Wind calm. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 center. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Good day. Thank you. Good day. Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super.
Singapore Changi Tower, Emirates 266, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing north.
Qantas 256 Alpha Kilo Super. Thank you. Emirates 266. Wind calm. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Emirates 266.
Emirates 266. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved. Emirates 266, good day. Thank you, good day, Emirates 266.
Emirates 266. Thank you.
Singapore Changi Tower, Golf Golf Juliet Alpha Alpha is 18 nautical miles to the north at 4,500 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 20 right.
Golf Golf Juliet Alpha Alpha. Enter straight in runway 20 right.
Enter straight in runway 20 right. Golf Golf Juliet Alpha Alpha.
Golf Golf Juliet Alpha Alpha. Wind calm. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared to land.
Singapore Changi Tower, Emirates 266 is 10 nautical miles to the south at 8,100 feet, requesting transition.
Emirates 266. Transition approved at or above 2,500. Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 392 heavy. Ready for pushback with information Charlie.
Number 1. Cleared to land. Runway 20 right. Golf Golf Juliet Alpha Alpha.
Transition approved at 2,500, Emirates 266.
Singapore 392 heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right. Pushback approved. Singapore 392 heavy. Singapore 392 Heavy. Please wait for clearance before taxiing. Pushback approved. Singapore 392 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, ready for pushback with information Charlie, requesting runway 20 right.
Singapore 113 Golf Heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy.
Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 392 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Charlie, Golf Juliet Alpha, exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway, Singapore 392 Heavy, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Wilco, Golf Juliet Alpha.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Singapore 392 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Charlie.
Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy.
Singapore Changi Airport, ATIS information Delta, time 2101 Zulu, wind calm, visibility 21, temperature 29, dew point 25, QNH 1009 landing runways 20 right and 20 center, departing runways 20 right and 20 center, DART advise on initial contact, you have information Delta.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing east.
Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, wind calm, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 392 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing west. Singapore 392 Heavy, line up and wait runway 20 right.
Singapore Changi Ground, November 258 Alpha, ready for pushback with information Delta.
Line up and wait runway 20 right, Singapore 392 Heavy.
Singapore Changi Ground, Singapore 24 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Charlie.
November 258 Alpha, pushback approved. Expect runway 20 center, Singapore 24 Heavy, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Pushback approved. November 258 Alpha, taxiing to runway 20 center, Singapore 24 Heavy.
Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, frequency change approved. Good day, Singapore 392 Heavy, wind calm, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Frequency change approved. Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, good day, thank you, good day, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Singapore 392 Heavy, Singapore 113 Golf Heavy, thank you.
Singapore Changi Ground, November 258 Alpha, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Delta.
November 258 Alpha, taxi to runway 20 center. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center, November 258 Alpha.
Singapore 392 Heavy, frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved. Singapore 392 Heavy, good day.
Singapore Changi Tower, Xanadu 13 Heavy is 39 nautical miles to the north at 8,500 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 20 right.
Xanadu 13 heavy. Enter straight in runway 20 right.
Enter straight in runway 20 right. Xanadu 13 heavy. Thank you. Singapore 24 heavy.
Xanadu 13 heavy. Wind calm. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared to land.
Number 1. Cleared to land. Runway 20 right. Xanadu 13 heavy. Singapore Changi Tower, November 258 Alpha, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing straight out.
November 258 Alpha. Wind calm. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 719 is 26 nautical miles to the north at 5,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 20 right.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 center, November 258 Alpha.
Singapore 719. Enter straight in runway 20 right.
Enter straight in runway 20 right, Singapore 719.
Xanadu 13 heavy. Number 2. Traffic to follow is on final. Singapore 719. Wind calm. Number 1. Runway 20 right. Cleared to land.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 24 heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing east.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Singapore 719.
Singapore 24 heavy. Line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Singapore 24 heavy, number 2, behind the traffic on final, Xanadu 13 heavy.
November 258 Alpha. Frequency change approved. Good day. Singapore 24 heavy. Wind calm. Runway 20 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Frequency change approved November 258 Alpha. Good day. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 center. Singapore 24 heavy.
Singapore 24 heavy. Thank you. Singapore 24 heavy. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved Singapore 24 heavy. Good day.
Singapore Changi ground. Cargo King 001 heavy. Ready for pushback with information Delta. Cargo King 001 heavy. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right. Pushback approved. Cargo King 001 heavy.
Thank you, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super.
Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super, you're welcome. Singapore Changi ground. Cargo King 001 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Delta. Cargo King 001 Heavy, taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 right. Cargo King 001 Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground. November 30 Mike X-ray. Ready for pushback with information Delta. Requesting runway 20 right.
November 30 Mike X-ray. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved. November 30 Mike X-ray.
Singapore 719. Exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Singapore 719. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 719, request taxi to parking.
Singapore 719. Taxi to parking. At your discretion. Singapore Changi Tower. Cargo King 001 Heavy. Ready for departure at runway 20 right. Departing north.
Singapore Changi ground. November 30 Mike X-ray. Ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Delta.
Taxiing to parking, Singapore 719.
Cargo King 001 Heavy. Hold short of runway 20 right. November 30 Mike X-ray. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Holding short runway 20 right. Cargo King 001 Heavy.
Taxiing to runway 20 right. November 30 Mike X-ray.
Cargo King 001 Heavy. Line up and wait runway 20 right. Line up and wait runway 20 right. Cargo King 001 Heavy. Xanadu 13 Heavy. Exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Xanadu 13 Heavy. Singapore Changi ground, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super, ready for pushback with information Delta.
Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right.
Pushback approved, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super. Singapore Changi ground, Xanadu 13 Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Cargo King 001 Heavy. Wind calm. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff. Xanadu 13 Heavy. Taxi to parking. At your discretion. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right. Cargo King 00.
Singapore Changi Tower, November 30 Mike X-ray, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing south.
November 30 Mike X-ray. Wind calm. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, November 30 Mike X-ray. Singapore Changi ground, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super, ready to taxi with information Delta.
Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 right, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super.
Singapore Changi Ground. Cargo King 8271. Ready for pushback with information Delta. Requesting runway 20 right. November 30 Mike X-ray. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved November 30 Mike X-ray. Good day.
Cargo King 8271. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right. Pushback approved. Cargo King 8271.
Singapore Changi Tower, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing north.
Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super, wind calm, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super.
Singapore Changi Ground. Cargo King 8271. Ready to taxi to runway 20 right with information Delta. Cargo King 8271. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 right. Cargo King 8271. Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super. Thank you. Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Frequency change approved Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super. Good day. Thank you. Good day. Air France 170 Alpha Kilo Super.
Singapore Changi Tower. Cargo King 8271. Ready for departure at runway 20 right. Departing north. Cargo King 8271. Wind calm. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right. Cargo King 8271. Cargo King 8271. Frequency change approved. Good day. Frequency change approved. Cargo King 8271. Good day. Thank you. Good day. Cargo King 8271.
Singapore Changi Tower, Mike Foxtrot 1091 is 35 nautical miles to the north at 8,800 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 20 center.
Mike Foxtrot 1091. Enter straight in runway 20 center.
Enter straight in runway 20 center, Mike Foxtrot 1091.
Mike Foxtrot 1091. Number 2. Traffic to follow is on final. Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Number 2. Behind the traffic on final. Mike Foxtrot 1091.
Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy. You're in an active airspace. Please contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Singapore Changi Tower. Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. Inbound on the ILS runway 20 right with information Delta. Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. Correction. Stand by. Singapore Changi Tower. Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. Inbound on the ILS runway 20 center with information Delta.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 20 right.
Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. Enter straight in runway 20 center.
Enter straight in runway 20 center. Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy.
Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy. Enter straight in runway 20 right. Mike Foxtrot 1091. Wind 110 at 4. Number 2. Runway 20 center. Cleared to land.
Enter straight in runway 20 right, Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. Wind 110 at 4. Number 1. Runway 20 center. Cleared to land.
Number 2. Cleared to land. Runway 20 center. Mike Foxtrot 1091.
Number 1. Cleared to land, runway 20 right, Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground. Speedbird 122. Ready for pushback with information Delta. Requesting runway 20 right. Speedbird 122. Pushback approved. Expect runway 20 right. Pushback approved. Speedbird 122. Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy. Exit runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway. Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. When able turn right and contact ground. Please expedite. Traffic on final.
Wilco. Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy.
Wilco, Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Mike Foxtrot 1091. When able turn right. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Wilco. Mike Foxtrot 1091.
Singapore Changi ground. Speedbird 122. Ready to taxi with information Delta. Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy. Taxi to parking. At your discretion. Speedbird 122. Taxi to runway 20 right. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 20 right. Speedbird 122. Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. You're on an active airport. Please contact Singapore Changi ground on 124.3.
Taxiing to parking, Singapore 915 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy. Say intentions.
Singapore Changi Ground, Papa Papa Victor Juliet Mike Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Mike Foxtrot 1091. Say intentions.
Singapore Changi Ground, Mike Foxtrot 1091, request taxi to parking.
Mike Foxtrot 1091. Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
Taxiing to parking, Mike Foxtrot 1091.
Attention all aircraft. Singapore Changi Ground is closing in 5 minutes. Attention all aircraft. Singapore Changi Tower is closing in 5 minutes. Singapore Changi Tower. Speedbird 122. Ready for departure at runway 20 right. Departing west. Speedbird 122. Wind 110 at 4. Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right. Speedbird 122. Speedbird 122. Frequency change approved. Good day. Attention all aircraft. Singapore Changi Tower is now closed. Good day. Attention all aircraft. Singapore Changi ground is now closed. Good day.